what did I do to deserve this? And most of the time, the answer is nothing. Philosophers call this the problem of evil. How do we explain the presence of pain and suffering in my life or in the life of one that I love? That's what the book of Job is all about. That was the source of the first reading. Let's look a little more closely at Job and then say, well, what can it mean for my life here and now? The book comes in 3 sections. There's a brief narrative, and there's a long poetic section, and a very brief conclusion. And the storyline is quite simple. We start with Job. He's a very prosperous farmer with a lovely wife and nice kids. And God is pictured in the heavens having a discussion with Satan. So you know it's a story that they're talking about it. But God says, look at that Job. Isn't he a good person? He does all the right things. And the devil says, well, that's because he's got all these blessings. Let me work on him for a while, and I bet he will curse God. So God goes along with the test. And soon, Job loses everything. His health, his job, his children. He becomes depressed. And that's part of the passage we read today, where he's so negative about life. But he never curses God. The main portion of the book is the poetic dialogue, where he talks to 3 friends. And these friends take the position, Job, you must have done something wrong. Repent, and God will bless you. And Job says, I haven't done anything wrong, so I can't repent. Mark, here and this is really the main message of the book. We do experience evil, but not because of anything that we have done. It simply is part of creation. It is a problem. The book has a happy ending at the very end. Job is restored to health and his possessions all are returned to him. But you and I know that is not always the case in life. We want logic. We want cause and effect. If we are suffering, we want to know who's to blame, who caused this. While in very limited occasions, our own lifestyle might have caused some of the difficulties, but not always. We ask, why did this young person die? Why did that baby have a severe birth defect? Why does this person have incurable cancer? Why did the breadwinner lose his or her job? No real answers. But our faith does tell us that suffering can be put to good use. I've said before, my mother would often say to us, offer it up. But she didn't really understand that she was getting into a very deep theological issue where we can offer my suffering and somehow connect it with the suffering of the Lord on the cross. We always have hope. And hope is not, as I've said before, thinking that everything will turn out just as I think it should. But hope is that I believe that God is with me no matter how things turn out. The problem of evil remains. It's not solved by Job or by anyone else. We talk about it, we describe it, but it's always going to be a problem. Sometimes we just have to admit that we do not have all the answers. And it's when we can honestly say that we are at the beginning of wisdom.